I'm Meshea, and now we're going to talk about the gratitude section. And I teach gratitude differently than you're going to hear anybody else teach gratitude, I suppose. A lot of people talk about the magnitude of gratitude, and there is no doubt about it that when we talk about the things we're grateful for, it brings our vibration up. No doubt about it. So I do want you to list a few things every day you're grateful for. And I do understand the reason for not listing the same thing every day. It does make us kind of take inventory of our life, and it makes us think a bit and all of those things. I agree with that. So list 2 or 3 things every day that you're grateful for. Be sincere about them. Really put some thought into them. I agree with that totally. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a great practice to have, so there's some lines there for it. I want you to do it. Absolutely. But then there are some lines that say, I recognize some things I'm not grateful for. I lack gratitude for. I recognize these things in my life that I lack gratitude for. Why would she have me do that? Energy management. I talked to you about how we only have so much time. And if we manage our energy correctly, we have enough time for everything. Our lives are stories. Our stories move. Our lives are not static, they're dynamic. Our energy moves. The things we have manifested in our lives are not meant to be static. Things are meant to change. Now, some relationships are meant to be a lifetime. And if we want them to be a lifetime, we have to put some effort into those things and make sure they stay that way. And I am all for doing that. And we'll talk about that stuff in some more videos, some more trainings, and all of those things. There are definitely ways to do that. And I am a firm believer in a 1 + 1 = 3, and that works. Every relationship's a threesome. There's something that ought to get you all to listen to that training. But for right now, I want to explain to you why I want you to identify what you lack gratitude for. Because if you lack gratitude for something in your life that you really should be grateful for, it's part of your old story, or there's a problem and you need to address it. And I'm just going to go to the heart of the matter and just say, let's say it's your spouse. We should all be grateful for our spouse. Now, many people don't like the word should. Well, I get it, that it's like society telling us we should do this and should do that. I'm not talking about that kind of should. The truth of the matter is, the things we're manifesting, they make up our lives. So if it's what we are making our lives up with, then yes, we should. Should is not a bad word then. If it's what we have chosen to manifest into our lives, then yes, we should be grateful for them. Should's a good word then. So, if it's our spouse, our significant other, we should be able to say every day, emphatically, I'm grateful. Even if we're kind of miffed at them for something, even if we're having one of those moments, a low vibrational moment we got to pull out of, we're still grateful for them. If we're not, there's a problem. Either we need to work on our 1 + 1 = 3, our relationship. We need to do some talking there. Or we've manifested a relationship that either is no longer working for us, we've moved on from, or that we didn't really want to begin with. And energy management tells us, I'm in a relationship I'm not grateful for. Wow. That doesn't work. That is not a positive energy loop. A relationship you are not grateful for is not energy for energy. It is not a positive energy loop. It is draining you. And it's either fix it or it becomes your old story. And you write yourself a new one. And that doesn't mean it has to be ugly. You see, the way we move on from something is with unconditional love. We do it from a place of love. We say, I've looked at this from a place of my truth. Unconditional love for me, how I want to be treated. I'm going to treat you the way I would want to be treated. I'm treating myself the way I would want you to treat me. I looked at that, what I'm grateful for every day, and I'm not grateful for this relationship. It's not a positive energy loop. It's not what we agreed that it would be. This does not work for me. It's draining me. And I need to make it part of my past. You don't villainize the person. You don't make it a you're bad, I'm good. None of that. You just say kindly, this doesn't work. It's not what we agreed to, or I've changed. Whatever the truth is about the energy of the situation. And then you say, and this is how I plan to do it. Now, I realize that there are some situations where those conversations are not possible. But ideally, we have put ourselves into a relationship that they are. Ideally, we are dealing with people who are also managing their energy, and we can have those conversations. But ideally, if we are in that kind of relationship, we've been doing our 1 + 1 = 3, where we told each other, we don't have expectations of each other, but we went into it with, this is what you can expect of me, and this is what you can expect of me. And those expectations are what built the relationship. And then we're each honoring what we said you could expect. And then if we find, I need to change what you can expect of me, we've spoken up and said, I see a shift in me. I need to talk to you about that. And then you both decide, can the relationship shift? Will that work? That's how relationships should be managed. And that's how you take responsibility for your energy in a relationship. You keep on top of your own energy. You know what's going on with you, and you speak up and you say so. I know I told you you could expect this. My job's changing. I'm not going to be able to deliver that anymore. We need to talk about that. How do we manage our 3, the third person in the relationship, which is the relationship, by the way? Energetically, how do we do that? One example of why you identify, what are you grateful for and what are you not? Maybe you've got 3 cars. There's nothing wrong with owning 3 cars. There's nothing wrong with owning 30 cars, if you can be grateful for all of them. Maybe they're a collection and you love that collection and you show that collection off. You've got the money that you keep it clean, spit, shine, polished, the whole 9 yards, and you are so proud of that collection and you enjoy the daylights out of it. Or maybe you've got 2 cars and you don't drive either one of them. So you're not grateful for either one. But you're paying for the maintenance and the insurance and all of that stuff, and you don't drive either one. You've manifested 2 vehicles that are a drain on you, negative energy loop here, and you're not grateful for them. You've just identified something in your life that you can change, that will change your life. I don't even need those cars. I don't drive those cars. I've got 2 cars that I don't need. My sister needs a car, and I could sell the other one. Or my kids both need cars, and I don't need the money, so I can give them the cars. They have to take them, put them in their names, etc., so I'm not responsible for them. But I manifested cars, and I don't even need them anymore. Okay? Or, I have this big house. I used to love it. I used to have parties. I used to have guests over. It was amazing. Yeah, I used to have to pay the gardener. I still do. But I didn't mind back then because I had garden parties and I showed off the garden, and that was great. And I had a housekeeper that I paid, just like I do now, but I had people over all the time, and so the house needed to be clean, and I didn't mind paying the housekeeper, but now nobody ever comes. There are rooms nobody ever goes in. There are rooms I haven't seen in 3 years, and I have this big house now. Nobody comes over. I don't enjoy this house anymore, and I'm paying a fortune to maintain it. Why do I have this house? I don't enjoy this anymore. I am not grateful for this anymore. You just identified that that is an old story for you. That's why you do gratitude that way. Now, maybe you've been told, but people of your status are supposed to have that kind of house. Yeah, but I'm not grateful for it anymore, and it's draining me. And I want an RV, and I want to go traveling. No, people of your status don't do that. Well, this one does, because my heart says, I'm not happy here. My heart's telling me that I'm retired now and I don't want this house. I want to go RVing. No, are you not hearing me up here saying, or the family saying, or somebody in the cheap seats are saying, you don't do that? No, because you've identified that you don't have gratitude for it. So you've identified, energy management wise, that that belongs back here. And there's a part of you that is like lighting up now saying, what do I want to be, feel, and experience? Well, that's what we were doing earlier, right? And you notice you've been saying, well, I want to be, feel, and experience. I want to feel freer. I want to be freer. I want to experience travel. I've been writing that lately. And that has nothing to do with being grateful for this big house that I'm tied to. See how this works? Nobody teaches gratitude quite like I do. The magnitude of gratitude, or the lack thereof. That's how I want you to handle the gratitude section.